bullet hole, a loaded ammunition clip, and putrefied blood were discovered in a vehicle belonging to a Cody man under suspicion in the disappearance of his former girlfriend. A new conservative political ranking site is all about transparency, and we could be in for a very cold, snowy Thanksgiving weekend. We'll take a look at these stories and more today from Wyoming's largest news organization. I'm Wendy Core for Cowboy State Daily. 26-year-old Cody resident Adam Aviles Jr. is in custody in Park County, accused of being a felon in possession of firearm ammunition. But Cowboy State Daily's Claire McFarland reports that the complaint against Aviles also presents evidence of significant bloodshed, along with a bullet hole, in the vehicle in which he set out to drive his on and off again girlfriend, Katie Ferguson, home to Cody from Alabama. And Katie's been missing since early October.
There were haunting testimonies and evidence presented in the affidavit from law enforcement personnel who said that when they broke into the Durango, because they were worried that someone was inside needing care, this smell of putrefied blood emerged from the vehicle.
Investigators are still waiting for results of DNA testing on the blood found in the vehicle, which hasn't yet been confirmed to be Ferguson's. Well, letting people know exactly who they are is what the new Wyoming Conservative Accountability Project is about, according to a former state legislator and 2023 Wyoming GOP chairman candidate. Frank Moore said the project aims to provide new transparency to the concept of lawmakers' adherence to the Republican Party platform through its ranking scorecard. It considers anyone who scores 80% or above a certified conservative, according to political reporter Leo Wolfson.
What's interesting about the rankings is there's a lot of legislators who got high scores with some of these other conservative ranking sites that, most notably is YORhino.com. There's a number that got high scores on that website and this website, but not all.
Well, the outsized increase in coal prices is one of the more interesting dynamics in Rocky Mountain Power's request for a 30% rate hike, which it says is 95% in response to an increased cost of fuel. Cowboy State Daily's Renee Jean reports that although coal has traditionally been a cheap power source compared to other available sources and still makes up 60% of Rocky Mountain Power's generation mix, any increase to coal prices has a large impact on the company's overall power generation expense. Jean said that increase was sparked in a large part by the war in Ukraine.
People have been warning for years, if you replace your coal plant with a natural gas from Russia, they'll be able to use that as a political lever. And that's exactly what happened during the Ukraine invasion, which forced Europe to turn all of its coal plants back on all of a sudden. So you suddenly have a demand crunch.
According to Rocky Mountain Power's analysis, the cost of coal from the marketplace has increased a whopping 29%, and the situations that have caused that spike are not likely to abate anytime soon. I'll be back with more news right after this.
No one should go hungry on Thanksgiving, and yet hundreds of men, women, and children from our community are homeless and hurting this holiday season. Yet you can provide hope. Just $2.58 provides a hot meal and life-changing services at the Wyoming Rescue Mission, like safe, welcoming shelter, support, and long-term recovery to help them get back on their feet. Learn more and give online at wyomission.org. That's wyomission.org.
The Kappa Kappa Gamma sorority has kicked two of its longtime sisters out of the organization, reportedly over their support of a lawsuit filed by members of the University of Wyoming chapter challenging the sorority's induction of a transgender member. Cowboy State Daily's Claire McFarland reports that the sorority's council voted out past Kappa Kappa Gamma National Foundation president Patsy Levang and longtime active member and supporter Cheryl Tuck Smith, who were each sorority members for at least 50 years.
These women were outspoken in favor of the litigation that is based in Wyoming that is challenging the sorority's induction of a transgender member. Now, even though a federal judge dismissed that case, saying the sorority can dictate the terms of its own membership, it is now in an appeals process in the 10th Circuit.
And when the Cowboy State sits down to Thanksgiving dinner next week, this year's trend of unseasonable weather could continue, but Cowboy State Daily's Andrew Rossi said it also could be a cold, snowy preview of the upcoming Christmas season.
Don Day, Cowboy State Daily meteorologist, anticipates that the first bite that we're going to hit of the new winter weather system is going to hit this weekend. And then either on Thanksgiving itself or on the day after that, Friday, we're going to start getting the full punch.
And that's today's news. You can get your free digital subscription to Wyoming's only statewide newspaper by hitting the subscribe button on CowboyStateDaily.com. I'm Wendy Core for Cowboy State Daily.